Welcome to Pull the Pin Radio, a place where average veterans come to share their opinions about the world we live in. We can't guarantee you're going to like our opinions.
Or I promise you, and give them to you anyway.
I'm Jim.
And I'm Nate. Let's pull the pin already.
I feel like this is like a Friday episode. I'm trying to get through.
So you almost forgot your name over there.
I did.
I'm Jim.
Well, it wasn't. I forgot my name. I forgot that part. I was like, oh, I'm supposed to say who I am. But whatever, dude. That's what I like about this. It's, I guess authentic's whatever, a good word, but it's just whatever it is. It is what it is.
Unscripted.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Could you imagine if we did this stuff live, though? Although we don't cut, we don't cut anything out of this, really. Normally we don't. There's not much we ever have to cut out of it.
We don't do it live?
No, this isn't live. Live would be with actual people here.
We are. Me and you are here. I thought we were live every time.
No, I mean guests. Like we could have, people chatting in and viewing as we do this. Like maybe one day, maybe we get big enough, we'll do that. But yeah. So at the end of the day, yeah, let's just get to what we do here. We do some headlines. We pull them off the mainstream media, quote unquote. And we talk about it from our perspective. And why is our perspective important, Nate?
Oh, we're average veterans who've been around the world and we know everything.
Yeah, Jace didn't like that we were average veterans. He's like, I'm not an average veteran. I'm like, all right. All right, you're not. Anyways.
You're right. You're a piece of shit veteran. I mean.
They do exist. Not that he's one of them, but they do exist. Don't think that all veterans are equal. They're just like people. But so let's do that. Let's talk about some headlines because I'm sure some great stuff going on in the world today, and people out there need to know how we feel about it. So, U.S. Commerce Department expected to propose barring Chinese software in autonomous vehicles.
Then who the hell is going to make it?
Well, that's a good question. But this is a no-brainer, right? Like I've been saying this for years. Like I don't know. Looking at the quality of government in the United States today, of government, I'm sure we could probably pull some companies in there as well. I mean, Boeing, or was it Boeing? Who's the one with all the airplane problems? Boeing, right?
Sure.
So, we could probably pull a lot of those companies in too, but I think the quality and standards have dropped so bad that I'm wondering if we even have the ability to know if there's Chinese software on all the things we buy from China anyway. Like, could our TVs one day just start broadcasting Chinese only stuff? Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I have no idea. Like, would you be able to know that? If there's some backdoor code?
Not me.
You know what I mean? Like, well, that's what I'm saying. Do we have people that would? Like, this is a no-brainer to me.
You would think so.
And really, if it's Chinese software, why can't we just go in there and have coders look at it and say, oh, yeah, it's okay. It's not going to trigger anything. You know what I mean? Like, why can't we verify what it is that we need to worry about what it is?
Why can't we make our own?
Well, that's my point. So it leads me to believe we ain't got enough people qualified. I think the idiocracy of this country is becoming so evident that we need twerkers instead of workers.
I like that's a good one. You should trademark that.
Yeah, I think so. We need more twerkers, not workers.
As much as they always say, we got to get rid of this because Chinese, and we got to get rid of this because Chinese. We got to get rid of this because Chinese. Why is it here to begin with?
Right, exactly.
Oh, because you allowed it anyway.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like I said, there's always something underneath that I don't get it. You know what I mean? I can't figure out for the life of me why we keep falling for this and why people just take those excuses. It's like weird because when it comes to things they don't like, again, like Trump, they're like making up excuses to be like, oh, no, he's a racist. They're making stuff up. But yet when they hear something that they should be contesting, it's like they're not. I mean, like, I don't know, man. I'm just so lost with humans today. I don't understand what we're doing anymore. I think this is how the cavemen became. I think that's what we're doing. We're doing a caveman to this back to caveman. I think that's what we're doing. It's just like a big, what's that, bell curve?
Except we won't live in caves, though, but we still act like them.
Well, we might. We might end up living in caves one day. Because that's what bunkers are, right? Isn't that all these people building bunkers now? That's kind of a cave.
True.
It's a modern cave, right? But yeah, anyway, I don't know. So this is a no-brainer. It should have been, but yet, like you said, how are you going to stop it? We buy everything from China.
Exactly.
Everything that's in there is probably already got Chinese software on it. I'm just waiting for my TV to go like crazy in my.
I'm sure the government computers that they use at White House have built with the Chinese.
Yeah, I don't. I don't know, dude. It's so stupid.
All right,
Anyway,
we'll move on to something good.
let's get to something really good. Miss USA winner. I think this is the third one. I think they had a controversial stuff, but anyway. But Miss USA winner, Alma Cooper Crown. She's an Army officer.
Good for her. Way to go, Army.
Dude, I just I want to tell you, I'm not a fan of those things anymore. Anyway, they used to be all right,
What's that?
but the beauty
Oh,
contest
the
things,
pageants.
yeah, since the woke people took over, you know what I mean? I'm just, how would I say this? I want to say this politely. I don't think this woman's beautiful. like, like clearly I don't know.
I don't know what she looks like.
You know what I mean? Well, I'm about to show you. So
Yeah.
I'm about to show you because I don't think she's beautiful. I really don't. I don't see. Let me see if I can bring it in here. I'm just going to bring it in real quick as the whole screen or maybe the whatever, so you can see it. Everybody can see it. You see that? I just don't think that's the best we've got to offer.
She looks good to me.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying she looks bad because I mean, most guys would say I wouldn't kick her out of bed, whatever. You know what I mean? Like that's what most people would say, and I understand what they're saying, but and I think that's the point where there needs to be more. You know what I mean? There needs to be more than just beauty.
Is she the first Army officer to be crowned?
I don't think so. I
No.
think we've had military people in there before, but I guess my point is saying is these pageants have gotten so bad. At least it's not a dude. All right, let's just say that. At least it's not a dude. We'll say that. We'll move on. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's like the Olympics. I hate to go watch the Olympics and not root for the USA, but I'm looking at this saying this is not my country's representation. I mean, I could probably find prettier women right, right. Well, maybe not here, but
It's
you
not
know
all
what I
about
mean.
the prettiness. It's about other things
Well, I
they do
agree. I
during the
agree.
contest.
But you're telling me we can't start there? Like we should be able to start there because
So
it's
you're
a
saying
beauty
you're,
pageant.
you're saying
So
she shouldn't even been in the pageant?
no, I'm not saying that. I just don't think that's the best we got. I mean, to me, and let's be real though, beauty is subjective too. So let's be real. There's probably people that think that is beautiful, like yourself, I guess. And I'm partial toward that style woman. I just think there's something horse teeth, kind of big overgrown face thing that it
That's
just does to me. It doesn't represent.
that's one picture you picked.
Well, yeah, you're right. You're right. And there's probably a whole bunch more that I didn't show you that probably look the same, but it doesn't matter. The point I'm getting at, good for you. She's an Army officer. Great. I'm sure she doesn't get any attention in the Army, so she needs to do a beauty pageant. So, all right, let's move on because that's a dumb headline, but I just want to talk about it so I can piss people off because that's really what they're going to do. Just a bunch of women pissed off, stop watching the show, right? Who cares?
You're good
Um,
at that. You're good at that.
yeah, I know. One congressman suspicious stock sale under scrutiny.
Imagine that.
Well,
Woo!
what's the whole key to this whole headline?
It's under scrutiny.
No, the very first
Congress
word.
one, just
One.
one,
Are you kidding me?
not not 201, but just one of them.
Well, in all fairness, look, and we're about to do it. I know, Mr. James, if you're watching, I doubt it, but if you're watching, he used to bash me because I pick on Pelosi and all these stupid, oh, God, I said it, all these bad, horrible Democrats. This dude's a Republican from Texas, just as corrupt as the rest of them. Now, no, no, let me give the guy a fair shot. Like I would give Pelosi a fair shot on the first one. Maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe she got lucky. Maybe somebody did know something or suspect something. Maybe some real smart person saw a pattern. Maybe. But we all know that maybe's a long shot. We all know this guy either knew something, knew somebody, or got information he wasn't supposed to know because that's what they do. They come out and announce the numbers. And then he went and removed all of his stock from UPS. UPS. So you know what I mean? Like, why would that be a good guess? Maybe the guy was withdrawing his stock to put in somewhere else, his retirement. I mean, obviously there could be things, and I'm not just defending him because he's a Republican, because he's probably a piece of trash anyway. It's probably all true.
Well, maybe he worked for UPS and he was taking his shares and cashing them out because he don't work for UPS anymore.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. It was probably a weekend job and all that money. I'm going to see if there's money. I did have this up, so I don't know.
Because UPS gives their employees stock share.
Oh, and look, and let's be real. The value of the stock, his name is Burgess. What's his name here?
You just told me Burgess,
Yeah, I don't know his first name.
congressman.
Congress, yeah, you're right, Congressman Michael Burgess. he sold shares of UPS the day before, whatever. But it says here that he made $8,000.
Oh Jesus Lord!
You know what I mean?
Whoa,
So like,
that one is under scrutiny.
and then it even talks about here. It says, for being unbelievably lucky in the stock market, several brokerage firms have begun offering shares in portfolios that mimic the stock trades of the Pelosi's, and they
Exactly.
have attracted more than 50 million investments already. So
Yeah,
yeah, so I guess that
they just follow the money and whatever she's doing, I'm doing because obviously she has insider trading information.
yeah, I mean, so at the end of the day, look, if this guy did know something and he did that, he's still a scumbag. But at the end of the day, I almost feel like this is
Right.
petty.
8,000 is probably a drop in the bucket for
Yeah,
what other
yeah, I mean,
Congress people have done in the stock.
right? You know what I mean? Like that's not even a it's not even a new car yet. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
But you're right, it's still wrong. Wrong is wrong, but
you're right. That's what I'm saying. If he did do it, he's still a dirtbag. But at the end of the day, the dirtbags are also the news media for reporting this stuff because you can handle that, whatever. It's not like you're bringing some big corruption into light when Pelosi's like in your face every day. And we're talking about what did we talk about Pelosi last time with the Mount, what's the Mount Rushmore?
oh
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Last time we hear about, they're reporting about her Mount Rushmore. Like, what about her stock trades? Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on. I know it's been reported, but all right, these people are dumb.
let's move on.
Father wins full custody over son after his mother tried. I'm assuming his son's mother. After his mother tried to raise him with as whatever non-binary is. This is a victory, right? This is a social victory for,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if
especially custody, right? Guys don't usually win custody.
yeah, and I don't know how you can just win in court over how you're rate. You know, it's not like I don't
Yeah, I
know.
mean, so it's
Not
tough.
non-binary is I guess child abuse now.
Well, I mean, I guess it's tough because, like, again, are we arguing the point? Are we arguing whether non-binary is a real thing or not? Like, is it a real thing? Like, is that the argument?
Well,
You know what I mean?
if there's non-binary, then you're arguing there's binary.
Right, right. Well, that's what I'm saying. So the but binaries is I don't think there can be both. Can there?
I don't know.
If it's binary, then well, I don't know. The point of the
I
day,
don't even know what binary means.
man, woman.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's sex,
Well, yeah, but it's
or is that
male,
gender,
female,
or is
male,
that gender? Is
female.
that sex
Yeah,
or is that gender? I don't know
male,
what that is.
female is I think gender. But at the end of the day, it's all just stupid stuff. I mean, it's just dumb stuff. Like, you know, when who invented the light bulb? Einstein? No, Newton? No,
Edison.
Edison. So like when Edison invented this light bulb, people were like, "Oh." So somebody comes across and says, "Hey, maybe we're not male and female. Maybe we're something else." That's not an ah moment to me because I think people have been thinking things like that for years, but yet they keep proving it, you know, with science, things like that, or
Well, you
just
look.
looking at it.
So you look down for science.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, well, at the end of the day, well, that's the funny thing about the Olympic boxer we were talking about, because, you know, you and I can easily tell what our gender and sex is, right? Because we have parts that play the role. We have basic things that most of our gender, you know, have. And yet there are people out there, the intersexual, the hermaphrodites, you know, they confuse it. But we already recognize that that's a rare disorder. It's like, at what point does cancer become normal? Everyone has cancer, right? I think they do. I think if you know, listen to the experts, everyone gets cancer in their life like 7 times. It's either encapsulated or it's defeated or it
Oh.
takes over. And we used to not live long enough to know this. So this is what the experts say. So is cancer normal? You know what I mean? So at what point is hermaphrodites or intersex people considered normal, not an abnormality? You know what I mean? If you look at autism, autism is becoming normal, or you know, ADHD, they're normalizing it. But the question is it normal because we've created it? Like, is it the vaccines that's making people autistic? You know, this, or is it, you know, the the soy that's making hermaphrodites or people gender, you know what I mean? Like, did we create it? Is that now still normal? So there's a whole lot of debate you can have about this, and I don't, obviously I'm not interested in having that right now. But that's my point is, so I do want to be sensitive to these people and their beliefs because it could be helpful for the conversation. But at the end of the day, it's just I'm so tired of like even Christians can do it. Like Jehovah Witness. Why do people do not like Jehovah Witnesses?
I had no idea.
Well, why do you think that people don't like them? What is the main complaint I guess you get with people in Jehovah Witnesses?
They come
Like,
knock on your door.
yes, they're aggressively knocking at your door, making you think that you need their stuff. Like, who else does that? Salesmen? Yeah. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, that's the beef with people. I have no problem with Jehovah Witnesses. I tend to think my God is okay, and I don't need yours. But I have issues with their
Wait,
religion.
isn't there only one God?
Well, yeah, but everybody else thinks their God is the right God.
Oh,
Right. But I have issues with their religion and certain things about it. So that's why I'm not a Jehovah Witness. But at the end of the day, I don't have a problem with them. I do not like them come knocking at my door uninvited, like to tell me about something I already know about.
well, God invited them.
Well, that's what you say, but I don't know that. I mean, God told me to put up a fence and arm myself. So, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, who's right?
And leave your dog outside so they can't get to your front door.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, that's my point is I don't bash these people, but when they do encroach into my space in my life uninvited, which is what the whole gender thing is doing right now. I mean, they're forcing, me to have to ask questions and call them by things that I don't believe they are. And that's not even the hard part. I mean, it's just turned into a whole gender thing. And we need to just do episodes on this crap. We probably do one every week and talk about the same crap. But yeah, anyway, the full custody is a win for men, and the non-binary garbage needs to go away. You're not a freaking alien. You're not a furry. You're not. Stop, people. Stop. And if you are an alien, please let yourself be known and let us know how you do it so we can produce more of you and send you to another planet because you don't fit in here. It's about assimilation either way, right?
I come in peace.
It's about assimilation anyway, isn't it? Even if you're an alien, even if you're non-binary, you should assimilate to the culture we have. They're trying to change our culture, no different than Muslims moving in. Did you see that? I don't know if I brought that up. Look, there's good Muslims out there. I'm not saying there aren't, but they just passed something in Minneapolis that allows, I think, 7 or 11 mosques to broadcast their prayer over loudspeaker. So if you are in Minneapolis, you will feel like you're in Saudi Arabia.
Well, if they're broadcasting over a mosque, it's probably all Muslims in that area anyway.
Hello. And what happens when you fill an entire region of one population and one culture? They govern that way. And how do Muslims govern?
By Shiites and Sunnis.
Right. Sharia law. That's where they govern. They have, I think they're called Matawa or something. The police, they go around beat up women for their hair hanging out. Yep, I've seen it. I was in Saudi. I saw this. I don't want this in my country. That's why I don't live in Saudi Arabia. But they are slowly doing it from within like a Trojan horse. And yes, in this country, we believe you have a freedom of religion, but they are coming in and using that to change our entire culture. That's what they're doing. And everybody in the pot, all the frogs in the pot, are boiling, acting like, oh, we've got to be fair to everybody. Sure, we do, as long as you assimilate to our culture, which is what we founded on. If you no longer like our culture, there's plenty of places you can pick that have different cultures.
Like your own country.
Right. So at the end of the day, you've been warned. And at the end of the day, we're done with this episode. So thanks again, Nate, for showing up. Thanks for coming on and doing what you do, and appreciate your support because I can't do this without you. I mean, I can't do this without their money either, the people's money, right? We can't keep doing this for free without people's money. Other people's money, and trust me, if you send us your money, we will spend your money just as wise as the government does. Then maybe that's why we're not getting money. Or maybe it's because there's nowhere to send money. But either way, like, share, subscribe. That's way more important. And do whatever you do. But until then, Godspeed.
And pull the pin ready. Boom.
Thanks for joining us here. Pull the pin already. We hope you had as much fun as we did.
If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.